a great actress. And then he was like, keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth. And he was ultra upset. Ultra upset. So that is what my thoughts were. Look at Scotty. Something bad happened.
Oh, yeah, something bad happened.
What?
Sure.
What happened? Did we go down like on Twitch and everywhere else?
Yeah.
Yes. So
the struggle is real. So we're leaving a bad impression right now.
I am bad impression. Hold on. Please don't think that we are any more professional than this at all. Anybody who's rocked with us from the beginning has known that normally I have like 4 scotches and Scott's trying to keep me on the rails. So this is basically how it goes. It's basically how it goes. It's okay. It's okay.
So apologize for all that. Apparently, I guess I didn't hit the live stream or whatever. That's my fault. So we're going to run this again, but we already know that Will Smith Will Smith slapped the hell out of Chris Rock at Academy Awards. So we're just going to roll with it. So thank you for bearing with us. And Grover, so what are your thoughts on that whole situation again? Real quick, just a quick summary, because I want to get into Roma's clip.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air beat up Pookie. You want me to go into it more? All right. So this is what happened. I'm saying this again because apparently the struggle stream is so real with us. I mean, the struggle stream is strong with this one. So, I just said that nobody's seen. I literally thought that this was a joke. I literally was like, yo, there's no way that the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is actually going to smack Pookie. And even when he walked towards him, I was like, listen. He's strolling up way too casual. And Chris Rock looked at him and he said, uh-oh. And I was like, oh, what's uh-oh about? Like, I thought they were going to announce like the collaboration that like Will Smith is like actually producing G.I. Jane or something. You know, and I was like, man, this is going to be fire. Maybe Chris Rock will play like, you know, a cook or something because, you know, he ain't playing like a Navy SEAL or something like that. You know, it did. He got the shit smacked out of him. And then when the Fresh Prince walked away and sat down, I still didn't believe it until I heard him yell like, keep my wife's name out of your mouth. And then the second time he said it, I mean, he really meant it. And I just want to say that I think Lupita Long was sitting behind her. And the level of if Mind My Own Business was a person that she displayed was absolutely amazing. Her face didn't change. Everybody else was like, oh, and she was just sitting there like, okay, well, I'm sitting next to these people, so I'm just going to keep it okay. So that was my impression. My impression was I was absolutely floored that the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air slapped Pookie from New Jack City.
So, of course, we're going to do a couple reactions from the Roma Army Men's Rights. She has left us a couple of videos that are straight up hitters, and she left us first with a short. But we're going to show the 3-minute video first because I think the audience or her audience misinterpreted her deeper thoughts on the situation, because you can only really say so much in 1 minute. So I think it's very important to get her full thoughts, Chloe Roma, on the Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Good thing he didn't get knocked out, though, Grover. All right. Hold on a second.
If he gets knocked out by a slap, I mean, I know it happens on the Russian slap boxing, but come on, man. Pookie from Brooklyn. We are sound maxing right now. Sound maxing.
Jada Smith. True and genuine thoughts on the Will and Jada Smith situation. Here it is. Will Smith found the joke that Chris Rock made funny. He found it funny. Jada Smith was not fucking having it. Here's her not having it in HD. Will's having it though. Will's having a whole lot of it. We can clearly see that Will thought that the joke was funny, along with everybody else in the auditorium, because guess what? The joke was funny. But because Jada had an issue with it, Will felt like as her husband and as her man, he needed to protect her, meaning he needed to walk up on stage and smack the shit out of Chris Rock. I'm not going to sit here and talk shit about Will Smith because I love him and I feel like that would be a sin. But what I am going to say is I feel incredibly bad for him, considering how many times Jada has attempted or made him look like an absolute fool in public, mainly looking like a fool for staying with her. So I think that Will in that situation was like, shit, I am in a room full of all of my famous peers. Chris Rock just made my wife feel some type of way. I need to defend her before I'm all over the internet looking like an emasculated fool. Now, here's what upsets me the most, and here's where my problem is that Will Smith, in his mind, was right. Jada has just embarrassed that man so many times publicly like it was fucking nothing. And he was probably thinking to himself, this is the last place that this is going to happen, in a room full of my peers on TV. So if my wife is feeling bad, if my wife's feeling some sort of way, I need to stick up for her because that's what it means to be a man. Commit violence against other men. That is how everybody would have responded. Had he just stayed there continuing to laugh while she's rolling her eyes, everybody would have been like, why aren't you sticking up for your lady? What kind of man are you? Like, everybody is always questioning that man's masculinity. I don't know why. Will Smith is the man. Leave him alone. Personally, I think the issue that speaks louder volumes here is how society and how women expect and often put our men in situations where they are vulnerable to violence just to defend our honor.
First thing I got to say is the underwear commercial at the end was fire. No, I was like, what, draws? No.
Hey, are you gonna go get yourself a pair of underwear?
Hell, okay, look. First of all, I'm never discussing underwear with you ever, dude. Matter of fact, you know that key to my house where you could come and set up and stuff and give that shit back immediately. I'm worried. I'm worried about the young man. No, here we go. Right, just all kidding aside. That clip kind of like echoed a lot of things that I'm torn about. So if I'm gonna react to that, I'm gonna say this: like all jokes aside, right? Look, man, I got a woman. And I'll be damned if I'm going to have her insulted in public. I mean, I'd probably get myself in trouble too, because everybody knows I talk about my woman all the time, and she talks about her man all the time, right? She better talk about her man all the time. Hold on a second. Are you talking about me? But, you know, we talk all the time, right? And I'm proud of it. I'm not one of those dudes out here trying to act like I'm not, I'm not a LTR, not married or this or that, or I'm never going to get I'm a player. So I understand how a man says like, hey, dude, like he was having it. He was like, this is funny. This is hella fun. Oh, hold on a second. This. Oh, it's not funny? Oh, it's not funny. And y'all got to understand the level of embarrassment Will Smith has had his entire life. Or what? Not his entire life, but no, actually his entire life, because this is what you folks don't understand. Will Smith has never been cool. Like, I've been around like hip hop, and everybody who's an OG hip hop head will say Will Smith has never been cool. Back in the days of Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, he was a corny rapper who people listened to because it was funny, right? It was a corny rapper because people listened to because it was funny. And then so, and when he danced, he personified it. He had dance because he used to call it dumb dancing. Will Smith had so many things that he took a lot of negatives and he took those negatives, personified it, and made it positives, right? I mean, when he went broke after his rap career, everybody made fun of dude. And then what Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. A matter of fact, the first 3 years of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he was living in a one-bedroom apartment in debt to the IRS, and he really only got enough money to live off of. So dude has been against the wall. When I say he's been corny his whole life, understand that really, when did people start really giving him props? I mean, Independence Day, right? Then he Men in Black, Independence Day. When the Wild Wild West bombed, everybody was like, dude can't really act. Why you give this bum $20 million? So he's built himself up. So I understand somebody who kind of feels like his back's against the wall. And now in the situation with his relationship, I mean, I'm not sympathizing for the dude. I'm not saying that he should be there, because I really got ideas on his relationship as a person who's in a very committed relationship, right? And so when I go through it and I look at it, I'm like, all right, now his relationship, he's gone through and he's turned the tide. He's successfully turned the tide. What people thought when he was a teenage rapper that he was Mr. Corny, now he's the man, only to get embarrassed by his wife. Over and over and over again, man. I mean, Red Table Talk, Tupac is the love of my life, and all of this stuff. I mean, dang. So he went up there and he reacted like as gangster as he could. And that's what Will Smith did. So that's my impression of it, is that, like, I gotta agree with it. He's been emasculated. And like I'm not saying that it's right, because I have some definite opinions, especially, you know, I speak on men's issues, but especially black men in general, because that's what I am. I don't ever want to see people acting that way in public. But I mean, you know, he just had to smack Pookie, I guess. I don't know. In your opinion.
So the real question I got to ask you, because Chloe brought up on the video, is that he was defending on his wife's honor. So actually, if we go back and rewind it a little bit, what did you think of Will's reaction in the beginning, Grover, where he was laughing with the joke, and then all of a sudden he wasn't after the camera cut away from him? Because actually at the same time, Jada Pinkett Smith, she rolled her eyes and she was not having it while Will Smith was laughing.
You know, cocaine's a hell of a drug. Jada Pinkett Smith must be a hell of a drug, dude, because he had a smile on his face. And, you know, Will's going to keep it cool. And I'm sure Will was like, I'm going to have to talk to this fool after all of this is over. Make sure he understands not to talk to my woman like that, blah, 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 blah. And guess what he did? He looked at her. She gave him that side eye, and he got up and he walked over there and he slapped fire from him. Yeah, you know, so I think that he was not upset about. Hold on, that before and after is classic right there. Please go back to that before and after. I'm laughing. He tight as hell on the second one. So look, man, it's hey, look. I mean, I don't know. I've been in a situation, but I just don't expect a grown man to act like that, man. I've been in a situation where I was a youngster, and man, I had it bad for somebody, and she was like, that dude, da, 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 da. And I went over there like, oh, you know, Hulk smash and slapped dude up. And then I got in trouble, and, you know, nothing good came of it. But, you know, you kind of got to learn some valuable lessons, right? And I think that Will just maybe didn't learn a valuable lesson from that one. Anyway, there we go.
All right, so let me kind of like catch up here, because you know, your boy's struggling for sure. And so all right, so okay, do you think it was, Grover, let me ask you this question. Do you think it was appropriate that Chris Rock made fun of Jada Pinkett Smith and her hair loss? I mean, considering he didn't know anything about the alopecia, did it deserve a reaction from Will Smith coming up and cleaning his clock live in front of a whole audience, in front of everybody, right before he's basically going to go up and receive his King Richard's Best Actor for a film? What do you think about that?
There. So first thing, I want to ask you to, you talk so long, I'm gonna be like, can you repeat that question?
Do you think it was appropriate?
All right, so here's the deal. Chris Rock is not a doctor. I'm bald as hell. I've been made fun of for, man, see, you guys don't know the history of Big Daddy G here. I don't believe I call myself Big Daddy G. I'm going to get tortured by my nieces and nephews. It's like, nobody ever called you that, fool. You were just Uncle G. But you guys don't know the history. I used to have long dreadlocks. Man, I thought I was the bee's knees. In college, man, I used to whip my hair around and, you know, put it up in a ponytail. Shout out to Grind and Motivate. I've been looking at your hair straight, jealous. And then one day I went to get, you know, like, you know, you get the hair trimmed a little. And then I look, you know, I see it because I had myself retwisted. I put up that mirror and I had that bald spot in the back. And then the front and the back started trying to meet. So I've been bald a long time. And I'm telling you that, like, you get jokes about being bald. It is what it is. Men all the time have to get jokes about being bald. And we get jokes about being bald that's not even like joke, like backhanded compliments, like, woo, you sure lucky your head ain't all messed up because you ain't got no hair. Or, boy, you lucky you look bald. We get this all the time. So I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess she's sensitive about it, but like, what is Chris Rock supposed to know? And like, I see a lot of comments and his YouTube streets and like on the Facebook. And I was sitting there, yeah, that's such a boomer thing to still look at Facebook. I'm not a boomer, I'm Generation X. But I was sitting there and like, a family member of mine was like, they're friends. He knew that she had alopecia. And it's like, Chris Rock didn't graduate from the 9th grade. He was cleaning fish when he was 16 at like a Red Lobster or something. He was like cleaning shrimp. And it was like, dude probably can't even spell alopecia. Let's keep it real. His talent is entertaining people, right? He probably don't know how serious it is. He definitely didn't know what she felt about it, and how that. And Will doesn't think it's that big of an idea because he was laughing, and then he got that look, so he went there to handle business. So, I mean, dude, he's a comedian. Comedians make jokes. Yes, there's consequences for talking crap, especially you go up to a grown man and you talk crap, but like, he's like making a joke. Oh, and I did see somebody say jokes are written beforehand, but the Academy even said that on his set he didn't practice that joke, and Chris Rock actually ad-libs a lot. So that's something the Oscars said that. So look, everyone gets it. Like one of the things that I remember that British cat said, all of you guys just get your Oscars and go home because nobody cares what you think. I mean, that's more offensive than saying someone's gonna get a movie role. He said she was gonna get a movie role. Will, you look. I want to sound like my boy Duke. Will, you're looking sus. Now, I mean, whether you fall on a side or not, I always fall on the side of decorum. I always fall on the side of keeping your cool because people are watching you. And I think, like, I expect, because Will Smith, like, we're around the same age, so the world is watching him. So when people challenge me and get all out of pocket, I try to keep my cool because the world is watching me. So yeah, man, people are gonna get those jokes. Go sit in front of a comedy show, man. They're gonna tear you up. They're gonna tear you up. It is what it is. So
okay, cool. I got it. Excellent. Close it. So this next clip we're gonna put on is Chloe Roma once again, and this actually was her first video, her YouTube Shorts. And we played the 3-minute clip beforehand because we wanted to get her true thoughts and her dive deeper into exactly what she thinks about this whole situation. But she made a YouTube Shorts because she is the queen of the short form content, packing so much information in 3 minutes or less. And technically it's 1 minute or less. And so we got to give her where credit is due. But let's go into her first initial YouTube Shorts where she gives her first reaction to this whole situation. And we're going to dive into it.
Be real for a second. If Jada Smith did not like that joke, she should have gone up on that stage and slapped Chris Rock herself, okay? Because this is like a couple seconds after he made the joke, and Will's laughing. He thought it was funny as shit. The only reason why he went up there is because Jada wasn't having it. And since Jada's always trying to make him look like a fool, it was the manly thing to do. I mean, she's literally mid-eye roll, and this guy is still having the night of his life. Now I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. Roma, aren't you against women hitting men? Well, yeah, in cases where it's domestic violence, but you have to admit, in every other case, there is definitely a time where a good slap is needed. Kind of like that guy the other night when I was live streaming in front of 1,200 people that commented asking if he could use my discharge as frying oil. Had he said that to my face, it would have been... Anyways, do your own damn dirty work, Jada.
All right, so using the discharge as oil for the frying pan or whatever, that is absolutely disgusting. That's really a perv move. So the reason I wanted to show this clip is because here Chloe is talking about, oh, I got my phone on, struggle streaming. She is talking about how Jada Pinkett Smith should have just gone up there and slapped Chris Rock herself. And so I want to know what your thoughts on about that whole situation. Should Jada Pinkett have gone up there and handled her own business, Grover?
Hell no. Nobody should have slapped anybody. We on public television. No, look. All right. So it's story time with Uncle G right here. Quick, right? Story time with Uncle G. So here we go. And I told you this story a few days ago. So I was going to a restaurant called Cha Cha Cha's. It was a great restaurant. I mean, but I've been there like 4 times, and anybody who knew where it was, this was in the Haight in San Francisco. So I'm in there with a lady friend of mine. This years ago, probably about 15 years ago. And I'm thinking like, man, we're gonna have dinner, this, that, and this. And these cats, like these 4 cats, took the parking spot. And she went ballistic. How dare you take the parking spot? You get out of here. My man, he does martial arts. And he goes, da, 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 da. And I'm looking at her like, bruh, you got a gun or something? What are we doing? What are we doing? Why are you trying? And I told her, shut up. Be quiet. I don't even know if we could go in this bad boy right now. Like, it's 4 dudes. I mean, and people who don't know the hate intersects between a lot of neighborhoods. So it's like, I'm like, man, I'm gonna be in deep trouble out here with homegirl who's like trying to get me to defend her honor over a parking spot I don't own. And so one thing that says is that, like, no, I don't think nobody should hit anybody. I'm definitely, and I know it was a joke. I know Rome is not like saying like, oh, go hit a man. But this is the problem in general. Like, no, she should hit a man. And yes, I understand that it was a joke because rational people don't say that. And if it's not a joke, and she did I could tell by her second video that we watched first, then we would know. We would know, like, is rational people don't say go up there and hit a man because that's just inviting problems, right? So I would say, like, no, not only should you not hit a man, but be very careful of your lady getting you into problems that you should not get into. She should be just as concerned about your health, well-being, reputation, and potential jail time as anyone else. Because one thing I noticed, when he went up there and walked towards her, she didn't say, no, come here, baby. She sent him up there. She sent him up there. And when he sat down, she looked satisfied. She still, I keep seeing those memes saying Tupac would have shot him, but she looked satisfied. All right. So satisfied. I'm going to say it again. Satisfied. All right. Nah, Chris, I got to give it to Chris Rock, though. He didn't break frame. He didn't break frame at all. That's the most aggressive I've seen Will Smith look. And look at Lupita Long. She looking like this is none of my business in the background. All right, man. Let's keep it rolling.
So I'm muted. So no violence should have happened. But if anybody was going to slap anybody, it should have been Jada slapping. So, okay, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that Jada Pinkett Smith came up and walked up to Chris Rock. You're disappearing, Grover. There, going back and forth. Where is Grover? So I'm going to ask you this. If Jada Pinkett Smith actually walked up there and slapped Chris Rock, what should have Chris Rock do in that situation, considering we are talking about men's development? So let's say that you are up there, Grover, and you're in front of everybody, and then you have a influencer or content creator that's influential comes up and runs up on you and then slaps you. So I want you to give you what your reactions would be with a guy coming up to you and slapping you, and then I want you to give what you would do if a woman came up and slapped you.
Either or, it would be hard to come up and slap me. You're just not going to walk straight up and slap me. I mean, I was really shocked at Chris Rock's unintentional development, right? I mean, unintentional, not as unintentional, but his lack of awareness. Like, I mean, he's from Brooklyn. He's been around violence, so maybe he's been rich too long. So here. But let's just say somebody did slap me in the middle of a whole bunch of people. it's time for us to, all right, so hold on. Let's talk about the 20-year-old Grover. 20-year-old Grover would try to break your neck. Not the woman. 20-year-old Grover probably would have just smushed the woman away and said, get away from me. Right? How about the 30-year-old Grover? 30-year-old Grover, it would have been really bad for a man coming up and slapping me in front of a bunch of people. Now let's talk about 40-year-old Grover. 40-year-old Grover understands that there are consequences to everything that even a 30-year-old Grover knew but did not want to come to grips with. So 40-year-old Grover's like, hold on a second. Hold on a minute. I'm getting slapped in front of all these people. I don't even have to do nothing. The law should do it for me. The law is here to protect victims. I'm a victim. Now, I know the law, it looks a little different. Like a little lady comes up and slaps us, a 6'2", like 305-pound dude who does martial arts. And, if I could just push away from the homemade tortillas my lady makes, I'd be a little less big. But, it is what it is. And tortillas are fire. But the law looks at things differently. And we know, the weight of crime is different for a man and a woman. That's just established. But still, we need to understand. We need to understand that getting slapped in public is embarrassing, but not as embarrassing as committing a crime in public and going to jail for 10, 15 years. There you go.
So that's all you got really input. So, I mean, this is actually, I'm going to show you a clip from Crystal Sagar and Crystal on Breaking Points, where she actually gives an opposite opinion on what she basically is not agreeing with Roma. So let's go and bring that clip up. And do you remember what time that was at, Grover?
Okay, the second.
I can remember the time for you, like Michael Jackson. But you got to give me some time to remember the time. Man, we set this up really good, dude.
Wife's medical condition ever.
As well.
Yeah. Violence is never the answer.
That's right.
However, listen, if you're going to joke about a man's wife's medical condition, and the joke is not even funny.
It wasn't that funny. I agree that was the worst part of the joke.
You have to expect there are going to be some repercussions.
Okay.
And I think people are going over that. They're like, oh, Will Smith assaulted Chris Rock.
Yes.
He slapped Chris Rock.
I agree.
Chris Rock
Everybody
is
calm down.
Perfectly fine. So do I think that this is a proportionate response to making a bad joke about your wife's medical condition? Yes, I do.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right.
Because she has alopecia. This isn't like a hairstyle choice.
Well, it's unclear whether he understood that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I would honestly, that's on him to not know that, right? I would feel differently about it if this was just like a hairstyle choice. By the way, Jada Smith is beautiful, and she can obviously pull it off very well. She looks great, as does Ayanna Pressley. But, when you're messing around with people's medical conditions, that's not cool. And he, it wasn't the greatest moment for Will Smith, but was a proportionate response. A little slap to the face. Yeah, no big.
Please let me respond to this. Please let me respond to this incredibly myopic, stupid. And I actually really like Breaking Points, and I watch Crystal and Sagar a lot because they're really not news. They're really not like sensationalist news, but this was one of the most stupidest things that I've ever seen. So first of all, this has to come from somebody who's never been hit by anyone ever. Like, she wasn't even spanked as a child. I don't care if you think spanking's right or wrong. I'm saying that she could have never been hit to think that just getting slaps okay. I know it's a smack, and I don't think Chris Rock is seriously injured. However, getting hit is getting hit is getting hit. It's violent. It's assault, right? And if it happened in California, it's assault. It's not intent to do bodily harm, but it's assault. That's number one. Number two, Chris Rock is not a doctor. Well, what was he supposed to just hold on. Let me diagnose this right away. It looks like alopecia. Let me not say anything about it. It's alopecia right there. All that looks like, it's like if you just don't shut up and just stop making excuses, right? She feels good because she seen a man slap another man over a woman. 100%. And this is what angers me about this stuff. It angers me that someone actually would make an excuse for poor behavior. Because trust me 100% that if somebody walked up and slapped Jada Pinkett Smith, oh my God, hellfire and damnation, they would put Chris Rock, if he slapped Jada Pinkett Smith, up under the jail. They would have him under psychological evaluation. How can you hit this perfect angel who exposed all of the dirty laundry on the Red Table Talks? And that's just absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous to have this point of view on a news show, after all. I don't care if it's just their opinion. It's an editorial part of a news show, but it's a news show. And then, did they even talk about the law and what the law says about it? No, but they don't care what the law says about it. What they care about is that Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith. The Fresh Prince slapped Pookie over Jada Pinkett's hurt feelings. And that's total and complete utter dog shit.
Well put there, Grover. I mean, so let me actually lead into the next question is, do you think Chris Rock should have pressed charges? I mean, you know, to get a little bit of payback.
So we have a crime committed in front of everybody. Why does Chris Rock have to press any charges? Why does he have to go press charges when everybody sees it? They know what happened. There's motive, there's opportunity, there's execution on tape. No, there should. I heard a lot of people say, "Hey, it's fake. It's a fake." Okay, well, this is a fake. Is Academy in on it? You know, if they are, then that's different. But if not, then the police should do it all. Chris Rock shouldn't even be involved. You know, most domestic abuse charges, nobody's involved. Like if you smack your wife and she doesn't want to press charges, they just press charges for you, the DA. And so when I see something like this, I'm not like, I mean, either that or they should just go fight. I don't think Chris Rock wants to fight Will Smith. He's, you know, towers over him. But like, what are you supposed to do? Look at the situation that Chris Rock is in. The situation he's in is that if he tells on Will Smith, well, you're a snitch. You weren't hurt. Look at what Chris was saying. You weren't hurt that bad, right? So if he tells on him, you weren't hurt that bad. And if he doesn't tell on him, well, you're just getting around and getting slapped. So come on, it doesn't make sense.
All right. So then what are your thoughts about the Academy Awards now talking about rescinding Will Smith's Best Actor for King Richard? Do you think the Academy Award has should they do it? Number one. And number two, should Will be invited back to the Academy Awards next time?
So he should not get his Academy rescinded. He should not. He should not get invited next year. But everybody has redemption. And if it's just 1 year, 1 year, you know. Maybe do a public service announcement. That's what they normally make stars do. I mean, he's a star. He's a rich guy. The Academy needs all those guys, right? But I mean, let's not take the guy's word away. It's like what? It's like he didn't do good work. I mean, I seen that movie. It was fire. But I mean, he shouldn't get it rescinded. I don't play with that, man. I don't play with that. Achievement is achievement, and you know, next year, you know, hey, stick this one out at home. Think about what you did. Put him on timeout.
All right, so let me see what we got else going on. Actually, I'm going to read one of these chats. I saw one from Primal Studies, and I want to bring this one back up. If Chris Rock was a female, we'd be having a very different conversation. So would Will Smith have confronted a female comedian if she was up there, like let's say Ellen DeGeneres or I don't know, whoever is going to be doing their awards show? So hypothetically speaking, what do you think Will Smith would have done?
I think that look, man. Well, no, I don't even like these hypotheticals. I don't like it because let's just look at the reality. The reality is, I mean, somebody gonna go up to smack Ellen DeGeneres. Boy, security is surrounding me. He might as well, man. Look, dude. Let me keep it real here. You know, people be getting mad at me. I'm like, oh, no, don't say it's not a racist thing, bruh. If my big gorilla-ish self, being big like I am, go up and smack Ellen DeGeneres, they gonna put me under the jail, right? It's gonna be all types of stuff. So you know, I don't want to give a non-answer, but I want to be honest and say, look, if you know, I think that's good. If you have a rule, if you have violence, you get banned for attending. I don't think you should get banned for life. Proud_Americana. But I think you should get banned for like a year, 2 years.
So roll it back. So Grover, rolling it back real quick. One thing I wanted to discuss was, so Will Smith apparently thought it was a funny joke. And then during the time where then he looked over and he saw his wife's reaction, Jada Pinkett Smith's reaction, and she did not like the joke. So in my, I'm speculating here that he was fine with the joke at first, but then when he looked over, he's like, wait, number one, I do not want to be embarrassed by my wife in public because she's going to make a scene right here at the Oscar Awards. So I'm going to preemptively stop that public embarrassment by walking up to Chris Rock and slapping him so I don't have to deal with the public embarrassment with my wife getting on me for not standing up for her. So what do you think of that?
I think if they were so worried about being embarrassment, he would have been getting straight beat down for the last 2 years by his wife. I mean, if he was so worried about it, man, this is what I think about it. All right, so everyone says he's defending his wife. The time to defend his wife, let me start here. I want to start here because I want to give people an idea of how I think. All right. I'm a full instructor in JKD. That's Jeet Kune Do. It's Bruce Lee's martial art, Filipino martial arts. I did a lot of martial arts my whole life because I was a hyperactive kid, and God bless my mom. She was just trying to keep me from breaking furniture. Well, you know, it was either that or do WWE moves, right? WWF at the time. So there's 3 timings in JKD. There's good timing, there's better timing, and there's the best timing. Good timing is if you get smacked, you smack them right back. Better timing is you smack them at the same time. The best timing is smack them before. That's the best timing. The best timing for Will Smith to defend his wife was to never let this public business that they had out on the streets. Then she could have took a joke. You could take one joke, but now Will Smith, she looked at him, he would have been like, hey, calm down. We got this. It's like my grandfather used to tell me, old man at the time, and he said, you know what, sometimes you need to keep your business in the house. I know it sounds old school. I know it's crazy. People are going to look at me and shout out to a lot of people here. Maybe you're looking at me like, what's this old dude talking about? What's this old dude talking about? What I'm talking about is keep your business in the house. He did not have to sit down at that red table. And he should have influenced her. If you value what we have here, do not sit down at that red table because eventually it will destroy us. Eventually it will destroy us. And so look, people are responsible for what they do. But if he really wanted to defend his wife, he would have had better timing, the best timing before it all happened.
So I'm going to read out Roma Army Men's Rights comment. Absolutely not. He had a bad moment, speaking about Will, and even though he's responsible for his own actions, let's not pretend like Jada is not sitting back, pulling the strings and laughing. It's his accomplishment still that's, I believe, is on the line. So I wanted to highlight that comment is because Will could have stopped this way in the beginning. And I absolutely agree with Grover. And I absolutely agree with all the content creators that said that they should not be airing out their dirty laundry. And I consider now they have their dirty laundry out there for everyone to see and make reactions on. He was, in a sense, I don't like using this, but asking for it. So this is the backlash you're going to get when you put out everything about your private self, your private life out online. And with someone with his star power, he should have known better. So it makes me question about the power dynamics in that relationship. And let's say that I'm going to ask you this, Grover. What would your advice to men be if they were placed in a situation like Will right there? If they looked over at their wife and they saw their wife giving a look at them, what should a man do in that situation?
Okay, so look, people have emotions, right? But your job as an adult is to be in charge of your emotions. Your job as an adult is not to let other people get you in trouble for their emotions, even your wife. Obviously, look, there's two things I'm going to say. I'm going to say Will Smith loves his wife, and she's probably the most important person in his life. You know, one night is to the most, right? One night is to the max. But man, I would tell young men, listen, how are you going to be there for your wife if you in jail and doing something stupid? How are you going to be there for your family? Look, Will Smith is super rich. He ain't worried about none of this crap we saying. He don't care. He's rich. He's over here. He's like, look at this old dude with this nappy gray beard, man. Man, you need to go get your beard trimmed. Your head ain't shaved right. Da 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 da. He don't care what G is saying. But what? And then I just like did a whole paragraph of him talking about G because obviously I'm a little self-centered, right? But he don't care. He doesn't care what people say. He's rich. He's gonna, So what? Hey, he's like, I'll write the check before you get to the hospital, Chris Rock. Give you some more money. Here you go. I'm sorry for calling you Pookie. I'll put you in a movie. But the bottom line is that, men, we don't have these resources. So we can't go get ourselves in trouble for temporary masculinity. It's temporary masculinity. Man, you got to be masculine at all times. Stay in your frame, man. Hey, look, a lot of people in the stream that see some people talk to me crazy, and I just laughed it off, man. You got to laugh it off. Because guess what? Those words wasn't doing nothing to her. She rich as hell too. Those words weren't doing nothing to her. And so I don't believe that defense was warranted. Now, look, I know I got a lot of people, a lot of friends. They like, look, you talk smack, you get smacked in the mouth, blah, 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 blah. It's like, man, listen. Let me talk to, look, I talk to men, but let me talk to black men in particular here. And I know a lot of people, I don't preach like this a lot, but just listen to me. I am tired of people looking at other people like they can't behave. And you can't have the two richest of you, people who have it all together, go and do some ignorant stuff like this. You can't. Why couldn't these men just talk about it behind closed doors? I got a problem with people, man. I drop them a link and talk to them. And that's what should have happened. That's what should have happened. Oh, I got to read this one. Let me read this one. Day one tip network supporter, Omega Supreme with Chase. By the way, that name is dope. I feel sorry for Will. I know this cat is so sarcastic. He went from Fresh Prince to getting punked by Jada publicly on a regular. He's become a joke. His marriage and family are jokes. Oh, we're watching a man break down live on TV. You know what? I always hate to say people's family are a joke, but I will say this, man. I'm not going to talk about the family members, but what I see, and I know they're all public figures, but what I see, I just don't know anyone who wants a marriage like that. I just don't know. Omega Supreme with Cheese, thank you so much for the $10 super chat.
Did you read it all the way?
I read it all the way. Let's go to the next one.
Okay. And then we got.
Whoa!
Thank you, Roma.
Whoa!
Thank you.
Roma Men's Army, Canadian $279.99. I have to get my little one to bed, but keep up the hard work, guys. Respect. Thank you for showing out. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for the great content. We actually, I just want to tell a little story of, the last couple of days. And I'm just gonna tell a little story the last couple of days because I'm old. I tell them stories. If I just had a little, if I had just a little of that whiskey I brought, I'd tell a little better story. But here we go. About 9 months ago, we did a reaction. We called it Men Are Trash, where it was kind of clickbaity, but we were just reacting to a Roma Men's Army clip. I mean, I had seen a little from her, but I wasn't like over the top. But I was like, I love the dichotomy where like one lady, I thought she was gonna come out and be totally have these traditional things, and actually Roma said some things that resonated with me, and she looked totally not the part. Like, hey, don't judge a book by its cover, right? So I was like, what? So we just made the reaction, and it got like 12 views. We had like 15 subscribers. I used to make a joke. Omega Supreme Cheese was there. I used to be like, hey, I want to thank our 17 subscribers who are rocking with us. We still making these videos. We were making videos in the middle of the martial arts studio. It was cold, but that's what we were doing. So all of a sudden, a few weeks, last week, I wake up and I'm like, why is this old video doing so well? And we got a message, and it said, hey, I like you guys' stuff, and I shared it. And it went from like 15 views to 4,500 plus views. And that's just the power of someone just reaching out. Like, we didn't ask for it. We just try to make good content and try to rock with what we rock with. So, respect, because sometimes when you're a content creator and you keep doing stuff and you keep pushing, and there's a lot of content creators out there and they know what I'm talking about, because I see a lot of folks at different, Nixon Talks knows what we're talking about. Caduceus knows what we're talking about. Tony Bruno, shout out to all these people I've been seeing. I know we haven't been talking because we kind of had a script going on. But you know what we're talking about, and then we're like, yo, nobody's paying attention. And when someone pays attention, it feels good that your hard work pays off a little. So salute, thank you for the huge super chat. And I'm just, I'm verklempt with words. I just can't get it out.
It's not perplexed. Is that a word? Verklempt?
Verklempt is a word.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So it's trepidatious.
Trepidation, sure.
Yeah. Let's go to the next clip.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you, Chloe Roma. I get really mixed up because I know you as Chloe Roma, then now I see Roma Army Men's Rights, which is probably more fitting because you do have a big following, a big community of people. So thank you, the Roma Army, for even coming on here and watching us, giving your attention, your eyes, because attention is currency. And I really thank you guys for bearing with us as I struggle stream, because I struggle stream, so I'm going to take accountability for that. So you can roast me on chat all you want. But yeah, thank you very much, Chloe Roma. Honestly, that was just such a surprise because I remember seeing your growth on the outset. There was this person, I was on Twitter, and someone was mentioning how this woman was blowing up. And so I went to look at it because I was looking more of a content creator education. And so I wanted to see, like, how is this person blowing up so fast? So I looked at your content and I saw what your content was about. I was vibing with it. I'm like, damn, all she's doing is she's got a phone. She's in a bathroom, no lighting, no nothing. And here she is on an exponential growth. And it was amazing. But I never got your name. But I did get your look in the dark. And so then after a while, we did this reaction video. And then it was a close-up shot of you. And I didn't even know it was you. So then I found out later that it was you. I was like, oh my God, that was Chloe Roma. Now I got put two and two together, and luckily we got the @ tool, and that's when I was able to tag you. So honestly, this has been a, it's gonna sound weird. It's been a godsend because I do want more women to be on the channel, and especially women that is promoting men's rights and pushing the cause for helping men to develop into the best version of themselves, and that they do have female allies out there. And so I hear talks about Roma being a chameleon or whatever. I want you guys to think about this. She's putting her whole private life online right now. She's voicing her opinion. She's voicing her thoughts. People are trying to cancel her, putting petitions to cancel her, and she's putting it all out there for men. She doesn't have to do this. And you see her content. It's harsh. It's hard hitting. It's crass. It's funny. It knows how to pack a lot of information in 60 seconds. And she does it on a regular. So anyone that says that she's a chameleon, I think that's some BS. Because if you are at the risk of getting canceled, which means that you're at the risk of losing money and losing a livelihood, and you're here fighting for the opposite sex, that to me is an asinine argument to say that she is a chameleon. That makes no sense. So honestly, not many people have that big of balls to be going out there and defending men. So I'm going to give it to her. She's defending us. Grover.
Wow. So, I mean, I'll say this, that, we'll read some more super chats in a sec, but I'll say this, that, I mean, I think that it's important that a woman says some of this stuff. And I think that, I mean, from my point of view, it's stuff that we've said, and, you don't have to agree with 100% anyone says. I mean, this is our problem. We have to stop being absolutists, and you must agree with everything someone says. Man, there's men in this chat that I respect. Shout out to Primal. Shout out to Selfmade. All these cats I know, Bernie, all these cats that we rock with, right? Man, y'all might say something I just don't agree 100% with. But here's the deal. You got to recognize that if you agree with 90% of the stuff and the things that you don't agree with is actually not detrimental, then there you go. So salute, Chloe. Salute. Let's get out this super chat for Selfmade.
Back to Selfmade, yeah.
Thanks for...
Oh, yeah, I just hide.
Can you not stop hiding?
Okay, you got it.
Thanks for the help. Over 20 trolls block. I think Selfmade's talking to Uncle Guns.
He's laying down the hammer.
Yes, thank you. Because honestly, I like that we are polite savages here. Let's go to Bernie L. CC. THPP salute Grover and it Guy. Let's keep up the good work. Respect. Blue label time. Oh, I like that blue label.
Respect, Bernie. Respect, Bernie.
Watch his award speech. That dude is breaking down. I know he's rich, but it's getting to him. Yes. So we got another clip.
Roma Army sent us another one, didn't she?
Oh.
Yeah. Read that one out, bro.
Oh, wow.
Find it. Okay.
Here it is. I'm really sorry my phone died. You guys should give Nixon a promotion because he's the reason why I sent the supers. He's really good at getting you guys chats. Ha. Nixon.
Let her know that he's our boy.
Nixon from down yonder. Nixon, the first content creator that we had 150 subs. He was like, "Hey, you guys are good." And I was like, "Really?" Because we used to struggle stream without the stream. All right. So we got a little more for you folks. It's not over. We got a little more, and
a little bit. So read that out. What Roma just said.
When people say I'm just doing it for attention, I laugh because if they knew how many false allegations and how much bullshit I've been through because I advocate for men, is nuts. Yeah.
So what else are we gonna do here?
Wow. We can't read that out. We can't read that out.
Okay.
But respect.
And she left a good night, everybody.
Yep.
Let her go back to doing what she's doing.
Tip your moderators.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Mute your mic. All right, so good night, Chloe Roma. Good night, Roma Army. If you guys don't want us to stick around, because we're going to keep the show going, because we're going to go through a few memes on Will Smith here and Jada Pinkett. And actually, I really like Will Smith. I feel bad that he's going through the things that he's going through. I feel bad for anyone that has ever gotten doxxed or people are attempting to cancel them or take them out. I even have a little bit of empathy for the Fresh and Fit podcast. So it's like we got to learn how to take things in stride, go with the punches and go with the roast. And so I can't say that I've ever been in that position. I can only imagine how it feels, but I think we can do better as people. So give Chloe Roma a good night. Give the Roma Army a good night. And all our boys, all our peoples, where's Lisa at? She's supposed to be here up in the chat. And where's all our women here to stay with us, to do some meme reviews, to go on the live stream and continue the show with Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Sorry, right here, we had to go through our notes here. We're going to look at this animation real quick. And this animation is produced by a few people. So let me go and find it, and it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. Let's see where it is. If I can find it. There we go. I got it. I got it, guys. I got it. All right. All right. I'm not sure how much I can play of it, but let's check it out. Shout out to anyone who does any kind of creative work.
You just slapped the shit out of me. What's wrong with y'all? The shit ain't funny. My wife's name out your fucking mouth. What in the fuck was that, Will? My wife's name out your fucking mouth. I didn't even say her name, bro. I said G.I. Jane, bro. My wife's name out your fucking mouth. Bro, I said G.I. Jane. Shit with J's in it. But Will, J's are in a lot of words. I like a lot of words that start with J. I don't care if you a junior, nigga. I better not hear a jump come out your fucking mouth. But what if it's a G that sound like a J? Like the G in G Unit. You better not say that shit. Can I still listen to Jada Kiss? No. You only listen to Dipset from now on. But Jim Jones started with a J. You can listen to everybody except Jim Jones. But Jim Jones the best one. No, fuck, he is not. I'll come up there and slap your ass again. Come on, Cameron said computers putin', bro. Like, hey, well, hold on, sit down. Sit back down, Will Smith.
Wait, hold on. Let me see. I think there was something. Okay, no, that was it. All right.
Man. Dude, that's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. So I mean, this is what we talk about. This is probably why Will Smith was like, I mean, like, you can't win for losing, right? Like, look what happened. Look what happened. So now Will Smith gets there, and he absolutely he smacks this cat, and now people gonna make fun of him for smacking people. How could Will Smith had handled that better? Well, we've already established this. First thing is don't smack him. Second thing is, like, you know, he could have handled it. He could have kept frame and just talked to him after. And then when he went up for his award that he was winning next, he could have said, like, look, man, dude said something about my wife. She has alopecia. I don't appreciate it. And then he could have just broken down and said, like, a lot of people out there with this, they know, blah, 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 blah. And then Chris Rock would have had to come up and apologize. So look, everyone's happy. You stood up for your woman. You didn't smack nobody, and now you don't have a cartoon made out of you. This cartoon's gonna live forever. This moment's gonna live forever, man. It's gonna live forever. And like, well, I do think it's funny because he was like, the funniest part was he's like, "What about Jay's?" Like, he's like, "You better not say it." I was dying, dude. I was dying. I was watching this today. All right. You all right, man? Well, you just stop playing again. All right, this is ridiculous. Let me read some comments until you get your life together.
Hey, shout out to Lisa.
Lisa, what's up? And she also hit us earlier. She said, "I'm here. Uncle's had a long day at work." Man, I'm telling you, I understand how it is to have one of those Mondays. Pro Fawn just says, "Yikes." JV, no face reveal. Just check her channel. Yeah, true. People see what her face looks like.
Give a shout out to Uncle Guns for being the new moderator.
Oh, new moderator, Uncle Guns. Uncle Guns, man. You know what? I've been slipping. And self-made be like, I've been telling you to get Uncle Guns, and I think this is the first time I said it because we always working on so much stuff, and so, you know. But Uncle Guns, welcome, my G, welcome, man. And you know what? I want to welcome all of you polite savages and the Roma Army, you know, folks who are sticking around. Right, we're gonna go through some stuff. We're gonna have a little fun. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to go through some memes. We're going to react to them. And then we're going to close it out, right? We're going to close it out. And if we feel inclined, if you guys want to come up and say a couple of things, you can, because we usually open it up. But I mean, hey, look, we got to put up that shield, and if you get out of pocket, you out. But of course, some of the people I know. But I want to give a special shout out before I go anywhere else, because there is someone I seen from the old school, and I was tripping because I wanted to make sure it had to be, but I only know one M Beavers. And M Beaver said, break it down. Man, that's the homegirl from years ago. I'm talking about 20-something years ago. So respect, M Beavers. Actually, Michaela Beavers with the Preach G. Man, I've known this person since I didn't have gray hair. So there we go. Respect. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting your boy. Everybody in here, I just want you to know, everybody who's watching right now, every eyeball, you're an investor in the TIP Network. We aim to please. Let's get these memes off.
So let's go ahead and start off with the memes. We're going to look at some of them here. And of course, the internet is always undefeated with the power of the memes. So let's look at the first one right now. Share the screen. And so when someone sleeps with your wife, and then when someone makes a joke about her. What do you think, Grover?
Man, it's just a Will Smith, that crying face dude that replaced Jordan for a minute. Man, it's tough. Poor Will.
But bro, he was so laughing, but then now he wasn't laughing.
Hey, he ain't laughing no more, man. He ain't laughing no more.
All right, next one. Jada. Oh. Let me read this. Jada G.I. Jane. That's hilarious. No, it's not. Want me to cheat again with August or any other young dude? Any other young buck? Maybe Alan, Biker Menace, or Allende of Authentic Alphas? Or even our neighbor from the Down Under. Well, is it really our neighbor? Well, not really. Nixon Talks. Or maybe even, who else have we got in here? Duke and Dawn at the same time? Oh, no. And so then there goes the slap. And then, oh my God, Will Smith looked down back to Jada Pinkett Smith. Did I do it right, Jada? Please don't leave me. Oh man, this is so horrible. I love you, Will Smith. I love you, Will Smith.
I just want to know where the hell you seen all that on the damn meme. You was talking for 45 minutes. Ain't that on the what meme do you have up that I don't see? You call it out to everybody except Primo. You don't qualify for Jada, bro. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see what Cadillac Blunt has to say. I used to smoke blunts in Cadillac back in 72. I think his speech was the most tone-deaf things I ever heard. He even went out and partied the rest of the night like it was no big deal. They need to hold everyone to the same standard. That's kind of true, man, because but come on, Cadillac Blunt. You know that money gets you off a little. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying what it is. All right, we got some more.
All right, yeah. Next one here we got from our inspiration of our thumbnail.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know, dude. What do you guys think, man? What? No white dudes? Come on, man. Oh, you know, Primal. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, Primal started a whole uprising with the lady in the stream, call him Zaddy and all types of stuff. So Primal, we just need you out of here. Are we all low-key alcoholics? True. Okay. I didn't see this one. When your marriage is open to everything except jokes. With the clown face. Man, hey, dude. Hey, that's classic. Hey, we're opening it up. If you guys want to come on up and talk about this a little, of course, we are going to give preference to folks who've been rocking with us. If you are coming up, you need to cam up for a second. If I do not know you, if I can identify you by your voice, that's cool. You don't. But if I don't know you, because we ain't gonna get ain't nobody gonna show me the willies. And we ain't doing, they act like this is Twitter. You know what Twitter is that when you play with the nipples with the pointer finger, and we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that here. Ain't no willies, no willy talk. So yeah, it's open. We dropped a link, we pinned it. So you guys hit that link if you want to come up and talk about this Will Smith. The pursuit of slappiness. Woo!
Or mute yourself, Grover. So instead of having the Punisher here, we got Will Smith, the slapper. So there's more than one Frank Castle, because Myron Gaines of Fresh and Fit calls himself Frank Castle. But I think we got a foil here with Will Smith being the slapper. Oh, well, we've already seen that one. We've seen that one. And what about this one, Grover?
Look, man, damn well Chris Rock ain't fighting that damn hard. Chris Rock is not fighting that hard. All right, so we're going to keep going. We're going to keep it up for 5 more minutes. If nobody wants to come up, then we'll just end the stream. We'll end the stream. I'll say some final words, and we'll end the stream if nobody wants to come up. It'll be a first. It'll be a first. Sorry, we all done with the memes.
Okay, actually, I want to discuss this one.
Oh, we got a.
Well, I might add, or I'm gonna put the shield on, get him in.
Mm-hmm.
Primal, say something for us.
Primal, you're muted.
Well, hey guys, what's up? How you all doing?
I want to look at this real quick.
Yeah, do your thing. Do your thing.
So, am I tripping or? Of everyone's call.
Dude, I mean, if it's staged, it's a stupid prank, right? So I mean, look, there would only be one thing more absolute ignorant than these two grown ass rich men him walking up and slapping a man like that, and it would just be them faking it. That would be the thing. Yeah. So Primal, what are your thoughts on this whole situation? Go on and break it down.
Yeah, I'm just laughing at this whole thing because some of the scuttle out there. There's some debates, and there was an interesting take to be had. Was this staged? Was this real? There's a lot of back and forth that on some of the communities that are talking about this. They're even asking, was this real or was this just a WWF make-believe thing to get clicks and get views because the Oscars are so down bad? I didn't even know they were having the Oscars. That's how much I care about the Oscars lately, right? So I think the Oscars are at an all-time low. So there's some talk out there of maybe they just did this to get some clicks. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you think there's some legitimacy to that potential theory?
Well, Grover stepped away for a minute to go get himself a drink. So are you asking if there's any legitimacy to the theory?
Yeah, do you think there's some potential to this was all a hoax to get clicks?
Okay. I think if I was to speculate, because I'm just speculating right now.
Yeah.
Now, let's say they were talking to each other beforehand. Mm-hmm. And they planned it all out, and he went through with all the different jokes that he was going to say about Will Smith. And say, "Oh, is that all right with you? Is that okay with you?" I'm going to do ad libs on a couple of them. I'm probably going to go after Jada. I just want to make sure it's okay with you. And Will Smith's like, "Yeah, no, like I know you. We've been friends for years. Just go right ahead." So then Chris Rock goes into his routine, goes with it, says a bunch of his jokes, and Will Smith is still taking everything in stride until he looks over at Jada Pinkett Smith, because Jada Pinkett Smith wasn't filled in with exactly what Chris Rock was going to say. So then during that point, then after Will Smith was seeing her reaction, then he's going to go up and defend her honor because she did not like that joke. So I think they did planned it in the beginning, but I think Will Smith was unprepared for Jada Pinkett Smith reaction. And through her reaction was a response that Will Smith gave to Chris Rock. So even Chris Rock, you can tell like it looked like he was putting his face out. Maybe that was planned, that he was going to slap him. But the fact that Will Smith actually kind of wound up and really hit him, I think that's what surprised Chris Rock the most. And then why do I say it's even more legitimate is because when Will Smith sat down and the tone of his voice, his mannerisms, his expressions showed that there was true anger on him. Yes, is he an Academy Award winner? Yeah, he is. He's won an Academy Awards. He's great at acting. But I've been around enough people that have been mad, that are upset, that have felt like they're slighted. And that to me is a real response. In fact, like when I get upset, that's how I would act. And all of a sudden the whole world just dissipates, evaporates away, and I'm just tunnel vision. I'm focused, and I get red. So I think it was pre-planned, but then the intensity that Will Smith did it, I don't think was planned at all.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, and because I'm just open to all sorts of ideas and discussions about it, because some people are just saying, hey, this is to try to pull attention away from other things going on in the world, or hey, this is to try to get more clicks and views because the Oscars are down bad, or everybody has a theory, right? And I'm interested in all the theories because I just find it intriguing. And one of my old coworkers, they sent me this, so I thought this was the Scotch mug of the night. I don't know if you can see it, but you're on mute. I thought that was So go ahead, Grover. Go ahead.
So what do you think about Omega Supreme with cheese saying, yeah, I don't think it was staged because Rock was at a loss for words when he tried to go on with the show?
I think Chris Rock did, and I didn't see the Oscars, but I saw what I saw on the replay. I felt like Chris Rock did a really good job with keeping it pushing, right? I think he kind of staggered for a second and was kind of caught off guard and surprised. At least that was what it appeared to be. And then he kind of kept it pushing with the show, at least from the clips I viewed. So I feel like it took him a second to kind of collect himself, but then he got back to it. So I would give him props for keeping it pushing. But man, just Will Smith is down bad. Like, I feel like we've watched the unraveling of a man for 6 months or a year and a half, or whenever that Red Table Talk or whatever. Like, we've just watched the progression of this unwinding of Will Smith, and you hate to see it, but the dude is just, he's like a shell. He's not even a man anymore. And Scott, I know you said you're like a big fan of his stuff, but I mean, you look at him, you're like, dude, how can you respect him? I can't respect him. It's just.
Well, you know what? Like, so help me fill in here because I'm actually asking the question. Didn't he just recently do a video where he talked about his mental health issues and that he is like slowly succumbing to the pressure, and he does feel the weight of the criticisms? Because remember, at this one point, this guy could do no wrong. Like, everyone loved him. He's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Bro. Wild Wild West was pretty bad. I'm gonna keep it 100. Yeah.
Actually, my favorite movie of his is 6 Pounds. Like, I absolutely love that movie. And then Grover likes one of Grover's favorite movies, 6 Degrees of Separation, and it's only favorite because anyway, we don't want to get into it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. After Independence Day, it was all downhill for me with Will Smith. That was peak Will Smith, in my opinion.
Please allow me to retort. Look at this fool trying to mess with me at the 6 Degrees of Separation. Knowing damn well that that's your movie. You had your Will Smith pom-pom zone during that movie. You was over there trying to make up stories like you went to Harvard. Anyway, 6 Degrees of Separation was a movie when Will Smith was he was pretending to be a Harvard student when he wasn't, and he was just sleeping his way around with like young boys, men and stuff. I don't know why you said that. I'm just gonna have another drink and I'm gonna think bad thoughts about you, Scott.
Scotch Maxon. You got to get to Scotch Maxon.
Actually, so I said that hell loud. You heard it echo. Actually, I was so excited. Actually, it is coffee infused Irish whiskey.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. You know what I picked up the other day? I picked up some coffee PBR. I'm a Scotch guy. I'm not really a beer guy, but that just sounded good. And since I'm on PTO all week, I might wake up and start drinking, some coffee PBR. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe I get a little saucy. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to give this out to Nixon. Like Concussion was like actually my favorite movie. My favorite movie from him. It was a movie that meant a lot. I mean, watching football my whole life, playing football, just it meant a lot because a lot of my favorite players, I seen them, like especially when Junior Seau degraded the way he did, finally, self-deleted.
You gotta read this one.
Ojit 1917, man.
I love
people
it.
don't know. The chat is undefeated, bruh.
Ojit needs to make a duck NFT. That's what I've been telling him for a minute now. He needs a duck NFT. Then we will complete the world. Oh, God. I forgot about that movie. Hitch. Woo!
Maybe it's the Bible to all the pickup artists out there. Yeah, we wouldn't really want to do the live stream on the pickup artists. Like I've noticed that gets a lot of people. Okay, so the pickup artists and fake gurus almost like go hand in hand. So I actually really understand why like people from the black pill community and other communities are really upset with these pickup artists.
Unpack that a little bit, Scott. I'm curious. Like, why do you feel that the self-improvement gurus and the PUAs go hand in hand?
Well, they go hand in hand. Who came up? All right, so they go hand in hand because they're all selling courses. They're talking about they do a lot of like hopium stuff where they advertise with videos how they're picking up girls, but some of these are staged. And if you watch any CopyZilla videos where they do fake gurus at these events where either Dan Lok or even Tony Robbins, and I like Tony Robbins too, that they even have people in the audience to be plants. And they help with the facilitating the process of those sales. So to me, the videos by the pickup artists are an extension of that. Is they're selling a dream. They're selling hopium to the audience that, hey, if you just follow these steps, if you see what I'm doing, you can get what I get. And I think they miss. It's analogous to a get rich quick scheme. In this in this particular situation, it's like a get booty quick. Get booty box. Yeah, booty quick scheme. And with that, I'm gonna say like that's not exactly how you get better at getting girls. In fact, it's just experience, and also it's with leveling up how to have better interpersonal relationships with other people. Meaning, you got to be more socially aware, and you have to not put women on a pedestal. So yeah, I just see a lot of similarities between pickup artists and fake gurus, and it seems like. I'm not going to say anyone. I'm not going to say response. Yeah. I'm not going to say any pickup artist is a fake guru because I don't know. I'm just speculating here. But from what I've seen, I just like it seems like kind of like a waste of content for me personally. And I think there is better content out there, and that people can, level up with what I just mentioned, just knowing how to communicate with other people.
And I think Bernie has a good point there. If you do one of those, you better get the mod army organized for that. Yeah.
Dude, we'd have to. We'd have to send out like an SOS. I need all hands on deck. We need everybody. Please help us because they're gonna be out there gunning for us. So let me give my since we talked about pickup artists, let me give my my idea on it, right? And maybe you guys agree with me, maybe you won't. As everybody knows, I say stuff and I don't care if people like what I say or not, because I'm too damn old to care about what people think about me anyway half the damn time. But here's the deal. If you're going to pay somebody money to teach you how to get girls, that's probably why you can't get girls. I mean, it's just about a lot. It's just like I see stuff and I see people like, oh, they're just ripping people off with that. They're ripping people off. They're selling dreams and hopes. And it's like, yeah, but they're selling it and people are buying it. So people buy stuff all the time that they shouldn't buy. Shout out to me when I brought a car that was way too expensive when I was young, 19, 20 years old. And shout out to the repo man when he came and picked it up. But like, I'm not trying to say, I understand the vitriol hatred from it, but also understand that, I mean, I come from the prosperity preacher area of the nation when I was growing up, and I look at it and I'm just like, y'all can't tell it's real. Like look, man, the IRS amazingly called me yesterday and told me that I had to go to Walmart and give them $200 and they would forgive all my debt. I just went to Walmart and got some and paid them Walmart.
That's a
gift
magical
cards.
Yeah, this is magical savings.
And so I almost did it. But then I thought the IRS does not go to Walmart. And
They
so
don't
if
take
you're gonna
Visa. They don't take Visa prepaid gift cards either.
no, man. So if you're gonna get caught by that, I mean, sometimes, look, I know it's a lot of young dudes hurting out there, but like, man, I can't raise everybody, dude. I can just give my advice, you know. I just give my advice, and it is what it is. So, like, I mean, sometimes when somebody take your money off you, like if you're walking down in New York and you play 3-card Monte, you need to lose your money. You need to learn not to do it no more, and that's what I feel about that. So, you know, all ways y'all can hate me. I mean, people don't like me anyway.
No, I was going to say, what do they say? A fool and his money shall soon be parted. Isn't that the adage, if you will?
Especially in Thailand.
Woo, woo! But you might have a good time at least when your money's parted from you. No, but I just wanted to come up, show support, and if you have somebody else backstage, you know, feel free to drop me down. But you know, I rock with y'all's network. I appreciate you. I think it's a discussion that needs to be had. But I think men need to kind of recapture their cojones. And you can't be like wilding out over just every little thing that another man says, because you could cost yourself a lot in the back end. Like that slap might have felt good in that 5 seconds, but now what's that going to cost him the rest of his career or the rest of his life?
Hey, so let me ask you real quick actually, I'm going to read this quick. Uncle Gun says, network PUAs are the pet rock or Milli Vanilli of the sphere. If you don't know Milli Vanilli was a fake pop group, a pop duo who actually had other singers that weren't them singing their whole entire album. And so they ended up getting, I don't think they got a Grammy or anything, but they made some sales. So yeah, I just want to say that real quick. And also, this is what I want to ask of you, Primal Studies, is actually, are you familiar with Chloe Roma's content?
I'm not. What's up?
Okay, no, I just wanted your opinion. Like, have you seen it? What are your thoughts on it? But if you haven't, then
what sphere are they in? Because I'll check them out.
So I'm actually, you know what? I didn't even put her channel in the chat. What is going on? So okay. So if you don't know much, then you know.
Was that was dropping all the big super chats?
Yes.
Okay, I looked her up real quick, and she's got like 800K followers, and she talks about men's right activities and promoting men's rights, right? So from this discussion, I feel like I looked her up, and now I have to look into her content. I feel like I owe that to myself and I guess my channel. So, but yeah, if she's out there trying to make things better for men in the world, then I got to at least check it out, right? And see what's up.
And do some reactions or whatever. I mean, honestly, it was a really big surprise that she even saw what we did. Because I always say this to Grover, and I say this to everybody. You never know who's watching your content. And this like really proved the point, right? The lead attorney was watching our content. He saw our content, and that's how he got us on. Nixon Talks, he saw us, and he kind of got us on too. And he helped us connect with other people, other creators like yourselves. And so like, you just never know who's watching. And so always try to put your best foot forward, even though I stumbled so hard on the stream, like so bad.
I'm not gonna lie, Scott. I'm not gonna lie. The transitions were a little.
Yeah.
You ever see somebody go into a manual drive transmission for the first time?
Yeah. When I was a beginner at it,
I felt like I was sitting in the car on the passenger seat of teaching my son manual transmission, bro. It was okay.
No excuses. Like we reset the we're gunning this like studio setup. In fact, I actually left my mic and my light here, so like it just threw us all off, and I really need multiple monitors. And eventually we're gonna get this right. But you just never know who's watching. So ScottT doesn't know. I saw Nixon Talks actually came up with that. ScottT doesn't know. I'm like, oh, that's so old school. I used to get that all the time. Yeah, and I was like, why ScottT doesn't know? And I looked, I'm like, oh my god, we're not even live. ScottT doesn't know. Like, what the hell?
So let me ask this: do you feel like some of these content creators, you're connecting with them because of certain things you put in your like title or like a hashtag, or like what do you think that looks like? I'm just curious because this is just, I'm sure people out there have interest in like the back end of YouTube, maybe they're content creators too. Like, do you have any takes on how to expand that reach better?
Okay, so the game changer for us was that we were able to use the @ tool. So I retroactively at Chloe Roma or Roma Army Men's Rights because I was like, oh, that's Chloe Roma. I didn't even recognize her. So I did that, and I did that with the lead attorney, and that's basically how I did it. Now, if you're talking about SEO,
Sure. I don't even
Like-
know, man.
like
I just make videos that I put it out there, so I don't know what's
So-
up. Yeah.
search engine optimization. This is used for blogs where you get these different articles like 5 best cooking techniques for barbecuing or something like that. So you got to make it as simple as possible for the algorithm, because the algorithm is an AI, it's a robot. So when we're trying to get really colorful with the language, yeah, people might get it, but people will only get it if you really got a big audience. Now, if you have a very small audience, you want to talk like a computer. So we kept it like men are trash. So very simple, where it causes an emotional reaction out of people, because men like look at it like, what, we're trash? What the hell? And then all of a sudden, and not all of a sudden, but then I added Chloe Roma, because since we had the ad tool and we were like one of the few channels that did reactions to her and in a non-biased way, then that got her attention. And so the lead attorney was the same thing. We kept it simple. And this was when he was a little bit smaller or much smaller. And we added with him too. Now, to get more traction for your videos, you got to keep the title simple, and you got to make it understandable for the artificial intelligence. Don't make it understandable for actually even the average person won't even know what you're talking. You might think it's funny. You might think it's cute. Like Grover comes at me with like some titles. I'm like, bro, it's not SEO friendly. Make it SEO friendly, dumb it down so people know what we're talking about. And then to add on to that though, because you have to have a combination of title and you have to have a combination of thumbnail. The reason why you see the thumbnails the way I do it is because I try to increase the saturation, I increase the brightness, and I only keep a few elements within the picture. You want to make it clearly visible to what you're going to talk about, because your thumbnail is the packaging that people are going to click onto. So the title and the thumbnail go hand in hand. Keep the thumbnail simple, keep it bright, keep it saturated, keep the title simple, and at people if you have the ability to do so. And if you find yourself with like content creators that are smaller, or content creators where there's not many reactions to them, or not many reactions where it's in a positive light, then imagine you're doing content or you're doing reaction videos in a positive light to this content creator who doesn't have any reactions to them to begin with. So I know that kind of got long-winded. Maybe I just like went on, but like,
Speaking of the lead attorney, whew, that was a long stroke, but I asked for it. So can I just put hashtag Scotch maxing and that'll a bottle of Scotch on my thumbnail? Like, will that work? No. Hey,
Actually,
yeah, go.
Actually, hashtag Scotch it's actually not bad if you followed it up with something.
All right, cool. Well, hey,
Because people drink Scotch.
Down so I can open the panel for Great Pill, my brother from another mother. Let him have his shine. So I appreciate you all. Appreciate your channel.
Wait, Primal Studies.
Yeah.
Before you go, put up that mug right up to the camera right there. Closer. Can you do it? You're on mute. Oh man. Oh god, we're gonna need some like graphics or something to let me know that when I'm on mute or whatever.
I know. I'll be here supporting you. I'll be like, hey guys, you're on mute. But yeah.
All right, thank you. And shout out your channel one more time.
Yeah, it's Primal Studies. Come check it out. I do content every Sunday, and I should say I do a live stream every Sunday about all sorts of various topics, and then a few other sparse ones in between. So come check it out. We have good discussions. We have a good time. So appreciate you all. Shout out to Grover and Scott. Shout out to the panel, and shout out as always to the undefeated chat. Appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Like to welcome to the stream Primal. Excuse me, the Gray Pill podcast. Maybe I drink too much. I'm sorry.
Nah, you're fine, man. I appreciate y'all guys. Happy to be on. Thank you. And special shout out to the lady that came on. I never heard of her. And that's I take it as a blessing. So you need people to pretty much speak up for you when you can't speak up for yourself.
Yes. I definitely agree with that. I mean, and it's funny because this game is part solo dolo, part collaboration, part you don't know who to trust, this, that, and like, I'm open. Like I always want to like lend people advice if I can, and and I take help from folks too. So like, apparently we did some reactions, and she jumped on, and and I mean, like I really like enjoyed some of her TikToks. I thought it was bombastic and kind of out there, and so it was cool. It was cool. About you, how you been doing, man? What do you think about this Will Smith stuff, man?
I kind of got clapped back just a little bit with what Scott said, because he felt like it was maybe staged, but it kind of went, maybe the joke went left a little bit and she wasn't aware of it and she reacted. I think it was 100% real, because we did a reaction to it and kind of broke down on our end. But just to say about on both ends for Will Smith, just being he has a lot of hats, and I understand he has a lot of weight in his shoulders. So I'm pinning it down to trauma. He has a lot of trauma that he's been going through, but at the same time, when you're, my stance on it, when you're a content creator and you're an actor, or if you're trying to be in a spotlight that much, and he's in that huge spotlight, every microscopic eye is on him, his family, his friends, everything, and they're so open with their just their whole life. You kind of got to expect that, and the fact that he has the money that us regular folks don't have, we can't find the real help to like what's his name? Charlamagne the God said himself, he preached all the time. Black people need therapists, because we need to learn how to get through our traumas. We need to learn how to work through certain issues that we can't, especially to living in a low economic society, dealing with stuff like that. So he has it. He just don't get no excuse for me. He just don't really get no pass. As far as his wife goes, that was his moment to shine. Just like as many times he put her forward with the red table talk and everything that she does, and he even does quote unquote entanglement. He's been holding it down for her for the longest, and I think that moment, whether it was a joke he didn't like or whatever, fix your effing face, wait till this over, and then let's have a conversation behind the scenes. But in front of face value, hey, let's put a face on, look good, look pretty, and do you, because I do it for you.
You do it for me.
I do it for you.
Absolutely. I got, I'm always mixed with this. Let me do this right quick though. Got to give it up to a day one tip supporter, Ray Sean. It looks staged to me. Ray Sean said, look, man. Look, Ray Sean's like, she's like, look, she's day one supporter though, but Ray like, look, it don't. You just can't just smack a man and nothing happen back. She says, I'm from where you smack a man, something coming back at you.
Yeah, but and also, and let me say this, and it's fine. It could look staged to you, but now let me clap back on that one. So just respectfully, okay, I don't think it's staged, because we, like yourself, Grover, growing up, and Scott, like Scott had explained how he felt like, how people react when they're mad and upset, and the unsuspected punches, unsuspected slaps, and they actually know each other. Your reaction, I felt like, was fair. The reaction that Chris gave. Remember, he's not in the streets. He's not around the hood. He's not in some suburban neighborhood. He's on live camera with millions of people every day. He knows how to act in certain situations. He prepped himself for that. Unfortunately, Will did not. He got triggered. His wife put a batter in his back because he laughed. She didn't. Rolled her eyes. The camera went straight to Chris, so something could have been said in that moment. Now he got to get up. I got to be the man for my wife, because guess what? I've been simping the whole time during her life. Now I got to slap this guy just to prove a point. So it couldn't be fake. And Chris Rock, his end, hey, I'm gonna act a certain way and carry myself away because I'm still on live TV. Because again, we already know Black, Latino, every other outside besides just white, if you act a certain way out of character, oh, now you that in, or now you that blank, now you that person. So we still have to carry ourselves a certain way all the time, especially with Will Smith. He knows this. He understands this. You got millions of dollars. You got therapists, counseling. You actually preaching positivity 24/7. So I get it. If you slip up, that's one thing. But that's not a slip up, bro. That's not a slip up.
Well, I mean, I'll say this. I will agree with this, is that I mean, like I say this all the time. You got millions of eyes on you. Chris Rock was like, "You ain't gonna mess up my money and get me not being able to do this again." He like, I ain't got it like you, Will. My career ain't been like that. I ain't got no 20 million at a time. But look, and we don't know what happened. I bet you, man. I was just thinking it. This is how horrible I am. My brain is so messed up, man. I'm such a jackass because they looked away, and I bet you she looked at him and said, "Tupac would have killed that motherfucker."
And that was everybody's thinking because she said
every yo thug life and slapped the fire out of him.
Correct, because every year she put Will in a emasculating state where she actually said live, like, "Hey, every year that was the love of my life. I write Christmas letters to this man every Christmas." That right there, keep to yourself. Keep to yourself. Every man don't want to hear that. If I tell any chick, side chick, current girlfriend, fiance, wife, like, "Yeah, man, I'm still thinking about my dead wife or girlfriend or blah blah blah," she's gonna remove herself out of my life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing: is that nobody would like, and this is not. I'm not trying to be over the top, but I just couldn't imagine there wouldn't be a public uproar by women saying, "Leave him. You're Jada Pinkett. You can have anybody you want. No, you don't need this. Will is wrong. You know, Will been out there chasing that smooth cat." I ripped that off from the TLA. But he would have got a hell of stuff if Will was doing that. So, like, I think look, it's up to him to stay in a relationship. But like, if you go stay in that type of relationship and have all that public, you just got to understand what happens when you put everything public like that. When you put everything public like that, people gonna talk shit.
And we already know, Grover, in these YouTube streets, you keep putting digital footprint. Cammy Sam said all the time. The more you talk, the more you put of your public information out there. You cannot get upset a year, 2 years later. Heck, we got people arguing in these YouTube streets over the dumbest things.
Yes.
If you're not preparing yourself, it's a problem.
Hey, let me read this from Uncle Guns right quick. Uncle Guns, I have to tell you that I love it. In my line of work, it's the part of ammunition you send to meet evil zombies. Just a tip. Uncle Guns, respect. And Omega Supreme with cheese. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Rock is a great actor. He could fake it. We saw his award-winning performance in New Jack City as Pookie. Suck yo, quality actor. Day one supporter, Omega Supreme with cheese. Man, did he put up the happy face? You fool. You are a fool, sir. I'm going to say it like this, respectfully. Rock has never been that good of an actor.
I agree.
Oh, Rock ain't never been that good of an actor. But
I agree.
Yeah. Man, you have any final remarks for us? We're gonna close this out, my brother.
That's other than that, man, that's pretty much it. Y'all hold it down, keep doing your thing, support y'all guys. Pretty much y'all come in quotes all the time for me in certain situations. Just keep holding down. Y'all been doing it for 4+ years. Just don't get no entanglements. That's the moral of the story.
If I ain't entangling nothing. Oh, woman, shoot. I'm good. I'm good. Hey, I just want to give a personal shout out, man, to the mods. I know they're Uncle Gun, self-made, all the mods. I know there was a ton of I know Chloe Roma, she's polarizing, so there was a ton of spam and all types of crap in the chat. I think you guys are just killing it and taking care of it for us. Salute. Look, I enjoy not being a part of an echo chamber. Yes, I agree with things, but I don't agree with everything. Thank you so much for the folks who rock with us. Let me just read it off right here. Omega Supreme with cheese once again. Uncle Guns, Profo Juan in here as normal. I thought you would have came up, man, but I guess you don't want to talk about entanglements with August. Liza Bossy Cakes Redfield, Bernie LCC. Thank you so much. Nixon talks as normal, always just coming out and supporting.
So the only cheeks Will was getting was Chris Rock's from Primal Studies. I thought you left, dude. What's going on?
Classic material right there. Michaela Beavers early. Ray Sean, respect Ray Sean. These are day one supporters. I'm making spring with cheese again. Let me go up to some folks at the top of the chat who left some. JV, thank you for enjoying the memes. JV, these memes. Hope you enjoyed the stream. A story to tell, my G. Pursuit of Slappiness is classic. Man, you funny as hell, dude. Check out A Story to Tell. Excellent content creator. Check out Primal Studies. Check out the Great Pill Podcast. Excellent content creators we're talking about. Ojit, 1917, thank you again. If I forgot you, we couldn't really keep up. Thank you, Roma, for coming through. And Great Pill, go on and shout out your channel, and we're going to close it out.
Yeah, man. Again, appreciate everybody. Appreciate the chat. I know pretty much there I see Uncle Guns just sniping everybody. Shout out to you. Yeah, every Tuesday and Saturday we stream live every night. Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central. Saturdays at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Central Time. You can catch all the time. In between that, we does random reaction videos and thus far. So tomorrow, check us out. We're going to be talking about finances.
There you go. There you go. Check out the Great Pill Podcast. Everyone, thank you so much for rocking with us today. Let's go on and drop Great Pill down. And I'm going to give Scott some final words. And I'll say some final words. Great Pill, thank you, my brother. So, Scott, go on and give us your final words. What do you think about all of this? And I'm going to mute myself.
So what I think about all this is I think there's a lot of lessons that we can learn from the situation with Will Smith and how he handled himself in public, how Chris Rock handled himself in public. And also, you really got to vet who you're going to be marrying, because if it seems like there was a lot of red flags, maybe you can't really see the red flags in the beginning, but it gets to a point where it's like you got to start, I don't know, drawing up some boundaries. Maybe, I don't know. Like, it's just a whole weird situation where the number one thing is to maintain your frame. Maintain your frame by controlling your emotions so you don't get these crazy, angry outbursts and embarrass yourself in front of the whole academy and have a possible chance of losing your award and not even going to the Oscars. Now, I don't think that's going to happen just because of star caliber Will Smith, but anyone else, any other actor, they could just be ejected from the whole industry and be blackballed. So this important lesson is to always maintain your frame. Number two is to vet who you're going to be in a relationship with. And if you're the person that's a comedian that's making the jokes or whatever, brace yourself for any kind of impact and make sure you do those like neck working exercises, so so you don't get like knocked out right away from a whole pimp slap, because we've seen some of those Penguin Zero videos that he does commentating on the slapping tournaments. Shout out to Penguin Zero. And also shout out to Chloe Roma once again and the Roma Army. Shout out to all the mods in here, Uncle Guns, Nixon Talks. Shout out to Self Made. Shout out to Hold the Truth Hostage. Shout out to everyone. Papi Blanco, Primal Studies. There's just so many people to shout out. Shout out to all of you. And so remember to like and subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Follow us on all our social media networks at the THPP Network, TIP Network. We call it you guys the Polite Savages because we know you guys going hard. And you guys are savages. And always make sure to pull out when you can, because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're embarrassing yourself or escalate the situation where you have to answer to the Academy Awards or go to the jail. So any other last things you got to say, Grover?
Yeah, I just want to talk about, like, I've seen a lot of people say that Will Smith was defending his wife, and I mean, my family members like, if any single man has to say why or understand why Will Smith had to defend his wife, then this is why you're single. And it's like, okay, this is the myopic nature of our society. Even intelligent folks don't understand. The time to prevent all of this was far before you sat down at the red table, before you wrote that book about how you like and telling everybody how Tupac's the love of your life. That was when it was time to stop all of this stuff, right? Because you emasculate a man over and over and over and over again, and then he go and he show out. And Will Smith, I mean, my brother, you got some of this I'm not reading it. Hell, I'm gonna read it. Pull out. Can't get her pregnant in the mouth. Jesus. But if somebody puts up any holes of gold, I'm done. But here's the deal. Will Smith, before he got all of this, you want to understand that you shouldn't have been involved there in the first place. And the time to protect your wife, man, sometimes you got to protect people from themselves. Sometimes you got to say, listen, we're going to keep our family business in the house. I don't care if both of you have she has 4 dudes and you have 4 ladies. Keep it in the house. It's nobody's business. It's nobody's business what's going on. And all of this stuff that people want, all of this extra attention. Man, Jada Pinkett Smith, what? I mean, she was in the Matrix. She played a 972-year-old woman in the Matrix, in the new Matrix that failed. And so I ain't saying nothing bad about her acting chops. I'm just saying, look, why are you going to demasculate this man so much that now he's going to do something stupid? Because Will Smith could have went to jail. And yeah, I mean, and a lot of people say he should have got to jail, but whatever. It is what it is. Gentlemen, ladies out there, take care of yourselves and keep your business in the house. Keep it in the house. Right? I'm not trying to say hide any abuse or this and that, but all this extracurricular stuff, man, the world don't need to know the argument you get in and this and that. And let me let you ladies in on a little secret, right? You telling all, yes, I am launch stroking. You telling all of this stuff about what you're doing. Guess what your man gonna do? Your man gonna start getting hit up. He gonna start getting calls from other people. Oh, well, if only you understood what a good man you were, I would treat you so much better. And then there your man getting put out there. So just keep your business in the house, folks. Everybody don't need to know. We get caught up in the social media. We want everybody to know everything. It's not it. And Chris Rock, get your life together, man. Put your hands up. You sit there with your hands behind your back. You got slapped. Man walked up to you. He did not look happy. Put your hands up. So look, everybody out there, we rock with you. The TIP Network rocks with you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for making this possible. Because when you work hard and you keep grinding and you get a little success, it feels good. Tony. Anyway, that's all I got to say except one thing. I want you to ask yourself one burning question. Can you handle the tip? Boom. Booty in your face. We are out. Thank you for rocking with us. We will be back. Our next stream, that's right, Passport Parent or Passport Simping. Coming to you this Sunday. Boom.